This is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out. I dripped out Dave Coldwell, Balmain jacket, Gucci belt. You're on commentary, man. What's going on?
How are you, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, Josh Kelly fighting tonight. As you say, you're on comms. Just thoughts first on Josh. Not the best performance. Do you feel like the same? How do you assess it overall?
He boxed well. He boxed all right. But if I'm going to judge it on Josh Kelly's talent and potential, then I'd have liked to have seen better. And that's as fair as I can be, really. I think he's a great talent. He's a great talent, but there's still questions. Can I pick a winner out of him and Troy Williamson? No. But on talent and ability-wise, then you look at Josh and he should be, at 28 years old, he should be blazing. But I feel that 28 years old was still kind of in the same situation where we've got all the same question marks as what we had when he was, 24, 25 or whatever. So, yeah. But boxed well, but he was levels above that opponent. So because of that, I expected more.
Yeah, and obviously Harlem was an interesting one. It was probably, in terms of a fan's perspective, it was the most entertaining part because weren't sure what was happening for a moment. Obviously 2 punches in the 6th or 7th after the ref said stop and he got knocked down.
Yeah, and he definitely said stop. When you saw it on the replay, at first, because obviously they're on the other side of the ring, I didn't hear him shout stop. So I was like, but then you do hear him shout stop. And then the second time, the ref was very loud, and he still threw the shot. So the right decision. But I think Harlem did really well. He handled the situation really well because he gets dropped, he goes down, he's obviously hurt. He didn't press the panic button. He maintained his discipline. He got through the round, and then got back to business. And he was smart and he was disciplined. I rate him. I think he's a very, very good talent. And he showed a lot of maturity there for me as well. So yeah, he did well. It was a tough fight and what I thought it was going to be. Again, same as the Kelly fight. It was tougher than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, he that kind of experience. You got to remember, he's not a championship fighter. He's a young prospect coming through. It's not been let off the leash yet by his coach and his management. He's still in that development stage. So for him to show that and to be as mature as that in the ring when it counts is props to him for that.
Obviously, people might want us to cover AJC. We did this a few weeks ago. I'm going to put the link in the description. We talked about Hopi's fight next week, Jordan Gill, etc., everyone at the gym. Just a quick word on Hopi. Obviously, we spoke about the other stuff. I'm going to put a link to that below. But yeah, next week out in Sheffield.
Yeah, looking forward to having him out again. It's been a long time. He injured his back, and so that took a couple of months to get to get back in the gym and get things working again. It's the most serious injury of his career so far, but thankfully he's back now. So this is part of his process really, and he's going straight in against a guy that's 18-3. So it's not a walkover. It's still a real fight for him because we want to develop him. I want him to be active, but I want fights where you have questions answered as you go along. There's no point in him blowing everybody out easy, fighting guys that are way below his level, and then when the L plates are taken off and he's fighting for a title, he gets found out because there are certain things that he's not experienced yet. So I need to gather as much experience as I can for him. And his last few fights, he's been fighting the right opponents, and now there's another step up again.
We didn't speak about Eubank Jr, Conor Benn. That's a huge fight. Just a kind of, I guess, in-depth, how would both fighters win that? Because there's history, but there's also a bit of a weight issue.
It's a massive weight issue, isn't that? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go because I don't know if it's going to happen because of this hydration clause and things like that. Chris has got to look at himself and think, it's one thing making the weight, but then will I be able to perform if I can't weigh above a certain amount to replenish? But I don't know. I don't know how is he going to be if it's 156. How is he going to be at 156? Because you think it's only £4. £4 a lot. When it gets tight, £1 a lot. So I genuinely don't know. And I'm not, it happens in boxing, and you have people coming down and, you know, catch weights and things like that. But then to have a rehydration clause as well, that just makes it even harder. But it's an exciting fight, and Conor Benn can punch. But then again, you say on the flip side of that, Eubank can take a punch. He's got a chin, man. So do I think Conor Benn can chin Eubank? I don't know. I'd be mate. If he was to chin him, then that's like awesome. That's like, you know, you gotta say it. Special. That's special power. But I'm hearing rumours about, you know, what he's done in the past in gyms, and yeah. So if Conor was to stop him, that'd be an unbelievable statement. But it's a tough fight. I think it's a very, very tough fight for him, because you're not talking about somebody, like I said, Eubank can take a shot, but he's physically very strong as well. If Eubank boxes the kind of way that he's been boxing, like this hybrid sort of boxing sort of way, it looks a bit awkward. And there, I would give Conor like a real chance, a very high chance of beating him. But if Eubank just goes old school and goes in there to throw a million punches and like have it, how's that size difference going to work out? I just don't know. It's a ballsy move from Conor Benn, and but the thing is about with Conor, I would never write him off. But then again, is it just a step too far? I don't know. Can't wait to see it if it happens.
Okay, thanks for your time, Dave. We'll end that one there. Yeah, best of luck to Hopi next week, and yeah, see you soon.
Cheers, man.